It's if we're once again about if you say so Pinax TV. Now the election tension is still in the air. Now, just as we all thought everything was going back to normal or normalcy was about to be restored, today the presidential candidate for the National Democratic Congress came out in a live nationwide address to Ghanaians explaining why he's taking these steps, urging protests and also telling his people to go out and protest and let their grievances be heard. And the NDC stand on what is going on right now. Nigina said demonstrate, protest, and go to the courts. This is the strategy he was explaining. So based on whatever we heard, we can deduce for the fact say this demonstration, nationwide unrest will go on for a while until the flag bearer will call say Siano come be restored. But until then, 2021, we are going to see more and more protests. He urges protesters to abide by the rule of law. Now let's look at this critically. What everybody wants to know is CC and NDC have done what most of us were actually urging them to do: go to the court, take their case and everything that they have to the court. They've done that. And then who say yes, they've stormed courts. Now it's a step in the right direction. So they mean their worst. Now the second thing is what is going to happen. What will be the outcome? That is what me and you we want to know. And see, Anna Abanesano, we are experts. When I'm talking about experts, I'm talking about journalists who've been who've been there for the past 40 years. They've seen regime come and go. They know the history of Ghana. They know how the politics and the politics works. Or master Kasa the prediction. But as Baako, the chief editor of the New Crusading Guide, Abdul Malik Kweku Baako, also happened to be a popular panelist on Peace FM morning show. Wabeka sa in some of the other two or the articles near the Adibia can air patches per constitution here amended in 2015, it take effect in 2016. Patches say so obi lose to election now. Only the president and only the presidential candidate can go to court. So in this instance, unlike 2012, because 2012, the constitution was not amended that way. Anybody can go and file on behalf of that particular candidate. But now they've done the thing in such a way. So Mahama na Ekas will lose to her. He has to go to court alone. Which means how NDC 4% and the nationwide telecast, Mahama will be in the box and lawyers will be questioning him. I put it to you, I put it to you, I do this to you, I do that to you. So I say, and this is what Abdul Malik Kweku Baako One more details into it, articles in Sema, and even the outcome of it now. There are two. Will give you all the details in regards to that particular case. Not only him, also Paul Adom Oche. Who happens to be the host of Good Evening Ghana, and also at the same in some basically, it just goes in line with what Abdul Malik Kweku Baako. So we just fuse all of them into one, because right now on media, I'm not looking for who will win or what. I'm looking for the outcome of the case, because if the outcome goes in favor of NDC, then it means the results can be changed to favor them, or perhaps we'll go for a rerun. When we go for a rerun, then it means you are going to have the existing president, or perhaps Mahama will become the president of the Republic of Ghana. Now let's start up this way and let me explain how all of these things started. Starting off with the veteran journalist and editor of the New Crusading Guide, Abdul Malik Kweku Baako. First of all, in some of the two journals, they got to the Facebook page. He, however, commended the president, the ex-president John Dramani Mahama. Say in all of these things, he's seeking to let the law work. And he has taken his grievances to the Supreme Court. That is the best way for any presidential candidate to do. But then he posted something on his Facebook explaining one or two things. Let me read this one. I'll explain it to you. I'll say, despite the several acclamations of members of the NDC, per the new rules which were gazetted, on October 12, 2016, and came into force 5th January 2017, only John Dramani Mahama is allowed to go to court to legally challenge the 2020 presidential election declared by the Electoral Commission. Makacha also they've changed the rules. They've amended the constitution somehow, which means first, because in 2012 this was what happened. In 2012, you realize, Akufo-Addo lost, he also said he believed he should have won. So he was able to go to court. But we didn't see Akufo-Addo in court more often because Dr. Bawumia and also the late Obi Lamte and the then chairman of the New Patriotic Party, the then chairman of the New Patriotic Party, who happens to be Obi Lamte, Omo call courts more often because they were the first petitioner, the second petitioner, and all of that. And that was the time and now constitution. That was way back in 2012. But up until 2016, they changed the constitution to say, "Oh, claim our coalition will lose." And yet, Obina Babe file the application on you, the presidential candidate, your behalf. It's not even the party who come and file application on your behalf. The person who has to come and file application is the person who lost, which means Mahama will be subject to scrutiny and he will appear on screens to be answering questions. I put it to you, I put it to you, I put it to you. On our lawyers, for any judges, they'll put it to him. This is just the first batch. Now listen to here carefully. Kweku Baako, Esa Akase, based on the assertion NDC opposition, they've indicated they are going to challenge the verdict by the EC, and amongst other things, Or Pache say, Opache said it is only the aggrieved loser in this case, which is Mahama, who is going to challenge the verdict. Now, Sanso Kato has said, in a repeat of 2013 situation where the NDC applied to join the action litigation, even though it was initially included in the list of respondents, who will no longer be entertained. Which means, as I'm saying, NDC 4 party members and the party as a whole who want to go and file the application, it will not be entertained. Now, Osaka to say, interestingly, Rule 4 of C of Section 1, Section 1.9 has introduced a new Rule 69BA, which effectively prohibits joinder or intervener of a person not stated in the presidential election petition as a petitioner or respondent. Or Pache say, "Seudin any ballot paper niswa, Sami Jimfi, Mpacho, men kokot. Sami Jimfi, if your face is not there as a presidential candidate, don't go to court. This per the law. Wanka Sami Jimfi, the mean this Sami Jimfi, because Sami Jimfi is the person who was seen earlier today going to the Supreme Court. Now, me trustwa. So what this means is that we shall not have a repetition of wine in 2013. What happened in 2013 near the day. And also, Kato also say, Article 64 Clause 1, the Constitution provides that the validity of the election of the president may be challenged only by a citizen of Ghana who may present a petition for the purpose to the Supreme Court within 21 days after the declaration of the results of the election in respect of which petition is presented. I think it's also fair enough. I try as much as possible to let my people put this on the screen. Everybody who is watching me can actually know where all of these things is going, and simple. But then at the end of the day, I believe you can see what is going on. So I'll be putting it on the screens in a minute. Now wait to me follow exactly what I'm saying. So you can know. So okay, in sema ye kan wa hasi na nyesi ebia ye boy team ne ye kana e sema e koso and I hear the tuja right here on this particular platform. Ni nyina say information about the people who know the law. They are saying based on the constitution amendment, it will not give John Dramani Mahama a chance. Say uncle court now uncle presenting the case. This is what is going on. In a minute now we'll try to put it there, but since we can't put it there, let's continue. So currently that is what is going on. Abdul Malik Kweku Baako Oka. Now, Sasa Katwa say, article of the Constitution provides that the validity of the election be challenged by citizens. Medical canon. The authors of the 4th edition of the manual under reference, after highlighting the purpose of Article 64 Clause 1, in my candid opinion, proceeded to pose a question after far-reaching implication and constitutional significance. Which means Kweku Baako said those who wrote that particular bill in the first place, he named the real motive behind why they even actually provided that bill in the first place. But at the end of the day, that is a question I believe is to go on further more years to have a very big impact on Ghana, our democracy, and our election. I think very soon I'll be putting the article on the screens for all of you to see. Based on that is the commenter Abdul Malik Kweku Baako or the Tuja, and we're putting it on the screens for all of you to see what is currently going on. So I think that there you have it, as you can see on the screen, so all of us can read together what is going on. So this article, you can find some on my Joy Online graphic near the other. But until then, no, as you can see on the screen, there's a whole lot of things he wrote. Now, also the answer to that was the question is, can the petition be brought by more than one Ghanaian citizen? That is the big question here. What must I say? That's the big question here, and the answer was to the effect that the validity of the election of the president may be challenged only by a citizen of Ghana who may present a petition for the purpose to be the Supreme Court, envisages that the petition challenging the validity of the election of the president may be commenced by the person who had been declared by the Electoral Commission as the losing presidential candidate. In other words, the election may be challenged only by the person who alleges that the winner of the election, who alleges that he was the winner at the election. So currently this is what is going on. So we name the Ekoso ani the election Niema Ekoso Ghana. Akufo-Addo said he's won, which the EC actually declared that he's the legitimate winner. Mahama is also saying that he is the legitimate winner. But at the end of the day, the big question at Kweku Baako and said it is a good step that NDC has taken, but the question will forever remain that he cannot actually go to the courts with all the people. So by first petitioner, he has to go to the court alone. Now, let me move on to Paul Adomoche, because Paul Adomoche said something which was significantly great. Now, Paul Adomoche is saying something, as you guys can see on the screens currently, This is what Paul Adomoche said. Now, he was saying something about the first petitioner, the second petitioner and stuff, and that is exactly where I want to head at. So I'm looking for that particular thing in a minute, and I believe I'll read it. Now, this is what Paul Adomoche is saying. In the last presidential petition, 3 people filed as petitioners: Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo as the first petitioner, Bawumia as the second, and Jacob Chibilamte as the third. But now the Supreme Court is saying that per their understanding of Article 64 Clause 1, only John Dramani Mahama can file the petition, because it is only him who is alleging that he is the winner of the election. I think NDC are going to make a case that Article 64 Clause 1 says a citizen of Ghana, and they are going to challenge the conclusions of the Supreme Court, he said. If Mahama does not want to do it, Johnson is saying is going to enter the witnesses box. If for some reason people think John Mahama being the president should not be subject to the rigorous courtroom banter with lawyers, they might elect Isiedin Ketia to be the petitioner. In that case, the Supreme Court will interrogate and decide to change their position. If Isiedin Ketia doesn't do it, Harry Naidus will be the one. He has been the forefront of this exercise by the NDC that the election was somehow rigged and that there was cheating, so he must be well abreast with the data he said on his show. So it's here for the analysis and my understanding of things as I read to you on the screens. All that is going on is that in Sema Abanya and Mahama cannot go and contest the elections in court alone. He can't go and contest it with people. Or no, because per Article 64 Clause 1, the person who could occur election, he's the only person who has the right to come to the Supreme Court and challenge the election, which means we need any ballot paper and so Mr. Untiminko. That is what is going on, and that is what the experts are. Omini Edigani democracy change name our constitution said this is what is going to happen. So we are waiting to see. So the instances are, the question will be, if that is the case, then if Mahama says he doesn't want to go, what will happen? Well, and I say, if that is the case, Article 64 Clause 1 can be challenged in court, because the judges and the Supreme Court have their own understanding of Article 64 Clause 1. Which means even before the petition will be filed, they will challenge that article, the understanding of Article 64 Clause 1 to say when they say a citizen, not just the presidential candidate, can be anybody. That is also my fair understanding about what is going on now. Currently, this is how far the issue have reached. I believe, I've been able to explain things to you better. If I've not, I believe I'll be, and I apologize, I'll be more better in our subsequent bulletins. Right here on this particular platform.